Hand down, man down. Fisher for three. Bang!
Welcome to the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
Mama, there goes that man.
Artest, that's a three. Bang!
Shoots and scores! What a play by Tavares!
The noise you can't ignore.
What up? Welcome back to the Tom and Jerry Sports Show. We wanted to let you guys know that we did end up getting onto allnoiseradio.com. We will be airing on Wednesdays 5 to 6 p.m. and it will be repeated on Friday 5 to 6 p.m.
No, I think we believe it's starting the 20th.
Yeah, March 20th.
So keep your eyes out for that. And, make sure you check out allnoiseradio.com.
I will be posting everything on like our Facebook page, even though nobody really looks on it because we're not popular.
Yeah,
but
we're getting there.
Yeah, hopefully. But also there is an app for the iPhones and the Droids for like our show and everything. It's called Live 365. If you download that, you can end up finding our show on Wednesdays if you're not home to listen to it. So
there you go. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was an app for it.
Yeah, I found it. That's
pretty cool
on the phone. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's gonna be pretty cool. But we do have a special guest in the building,
fellow graduate of CSB, Mr. Matt Stockert.
Yeah, that's me.
We're gonna talk about a little bit of everything today, I guess. I want to also let you guys know that you guys were the first to hear that Alex Smith was going to be traded to the Chiefs right on the show before the season even ended.
Yes.
So, if we don't deserve to be in this industry, I don't know.
It hurts being this good sometimes, but
and not getting paid for it. I mean, you guys listen to us for free. You know what I'm saying?
But pretty lucky lucky out there.
I'm kind of upset what ESPN sent me, but
I'm upset with their mobile website.
Yeah,
it's very, very frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, but like we were saying, Alex Smith was traded to the Chiefs, which makes them in their division, I think they're the second best team in that division now.
I mean, we said that months ago that if they only had a quarterback, that they would be, not like a serious, title contender, but a lot better than they were now. I mean, they were only a quarterback away. I mean, if you look at all the positions they have.
Well, like I said, I was like, they have to sign back Dwayne Bowe, and they will be the best.
Yes.
The second best team in that division, and they did sign back Dwayne
Bowe, and then they got the offensive lineman back too, and it's coming more apparent that they're going offensive line with the first pick. Yeah. The guy out of Texas A&M. So, I mean, that's good. And you got to stock up on those offensive linemen. You got back the number one wide receiver on your team. Yeah. So things are looking up for the Chiefs. And Andy Reid's a great quarterback coach, so I think that's really good for.
And don't forget that they have the number one draft pick.
So they got the number one. Their running back has the highest yards per carry in the NFL. Yeah. So they have a lot of weapons now.
Yeah, it should be fun to see how they transition, I guess. But like I said, they were a very good team.
Yes.
They just needed a quarterback, and they did that. I'm not saying that Alex Smith is a great quarterback.
No,
but he's a decent quarterback, and especially for
held them up there compared to Matt Castle.
Yeah, and they're more of a running team. So
it's a perfect fit all around because
I mean,
Andy Reid likes to keep it short with the throws, and that's exactly Alex Smith's style.
Exactly.
The little dink passes, the stop and go routes.
Yeah, well, Andy Reid's all about the screen pass and the running the ball. So it's a perfect fit for Alex Smith. Also, some sad news for Yankee fans. Mariano Rivera will be retiring after the season. They'll have a press conference.
He's probably trying to pull a Ray Lewis here.
So, it's definitely sad to see him go because he is one of the greatest, if not the greatest closer.
Yeah,
he's the greatest
best.
closer.
I mean, it's you can't put anyone near what he's done in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I was even I was watching ESPN before, and they were talking about the Mount whatever the hell they call it with the presidents and everything.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore.
There you go, the Mount Rushmore for Yankee players, and they were asking, is he deserve to be in that? I think absolutely.
Yes,
I think absolutely.
They wouldn't have those. I mean, I'm not trying to say they wouldn't have those World Series, but it would be a lot different if they didn't have him on on those teams.
Yeah, it was always when if you were losing to the Yankees going into the 8th inning, it was over pretty much. It was over.
That's how everyone felt. And it was more psychological too with him.
Oh yeah,
because I mean
he has one pitch.
Yeah,
he had one pitch. Going into like 2 years ago, and then he added like a 2-seam fastball, a changeup.
But we all know it's the cutter. Yeah, I mean that's what made his money.
And that's the funniest thing is like everybody knows
what was coming,
and they still couldn't hit it for that long. So it's sad to see, but he did have a very, very great career.
But another problem with that is as we talked about off the air with Soriano leaving. I mean, closers are hard to come by. You don't just take a relief pitcher and say, "Oh, here you go, take the closer job."
Yeah, he stepped in for Mariano very, very well.
Yeah, it takes like a special special gene about you. Yeah. Something like I mean, Robertson tried last year and
it didn't work.
He got blown up. I mean, he's a relief pitcher, not a closer. It's different.
Exactly.
So they're very hard to come by. Not a lot of teams have those lockdown closers. So. And they let one go.
Yeah,
they knew Mariano didn't have too much longer, but
that's what that was my thing. Like what, Mariano has maybe one more year.
Yes,
and you have to at least try to like bring it out to Soriano and say, what, he's got one more year.
Yeah,
it's a definite that he has one more year.
But we want you here.
Exactly.
Term.
We want you here. We will give. They should have given him closer money because he was going to end up being the closer.
They already gave him closer money with the first contract.
Exactly. So just give him the money. Tell him if you could just stick it out one more year, then you'll be good. You'll be the closer for the Yankees after this year. And they didn't do that. He walked.
It's gonna be very interesting to see
what they do.
They do with that. And also with the Yankees, another injury bug which seems to be hitting them. But with Mark Teixeira, 8 to 10 weeks with I believe it was a sprained wrist or something.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand.
I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm an Orioles fan, but if there's one thing I can say, I guess it's good to get these injuries now rather than middle of the season. But it's still
sick because now these guys are going to go into the Yankees are going to go into the beginning of the season and they're not going to have they're not going to have Granderson and they're not going to have Teixeira, two of their biggest bats in that lineup.
And they also Raul Ibanez left.
Raul Ibanez gone. A-Rod, you don't know if he's going to be coming back this year because he's still hurt.
Yeah. That's a lot of home runs out of the lineup.
Exactly.
Right there.
I wish I had the list that they had here. ESPN put it up and showed how many home runs that they're losing.
Yes, I think it was like 168 or something like that.
Ridiculous. But it's going to be tough. Hopefully the Yankees could really battle through it and at least come out with at least a winning record before all these guys come out. Come off.
I think the tough thing about this is because the Yankees always come out slow.
Yeah,
they're historically known, at least the last decade, to come out slow and not heat up really until the summer. The problem with that now is Teixeira won't be back until about a month into the season already.
Same thing.
And he's a slow starter too. So with those guys coming back after the season already starts, still needing time to get back to 100%.
They got to go through their spring training and everything. Yeah.
And it's already going to be in the season. So by the time this team can fully click, it could be 2-3 months into the season already.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a tough transition for these guys. But I mean, that's the name of the game, really.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Toronto. I think a lot of teams are, but there's something about it. Like, I mean, Miami did the same thing last year. Everyone pegged them to win the World Series, but they were under 500. So
I'm not.
Toronto had a decent team before the trade. I give them that. They had a competitive team. Yeah. So I mean, I guess that kind of helps the cause. But I mean,
you got to feel.
What are you going to get out of Burley? Yeah. What are you going to get out of Josh Johnson that hasn't been 100%? What are you going to get out of these guys every day?
These guys didn't have that great of seasons last year.
Exactly. It's not like they were great on Miami, and Miami was just terrible. I mean, they were a part of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the name of the game. We'll see what happens. Toronto always has it tough because you're in the same division as the Red Sox and the Yankees, and now that the Orioles have turned their team to a top team, the Rays did the same thing. This AL East is becoming
this is by far the best.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially what Toronto just did.
It kind of slipped off the past couple of years. It seemed with the AL East, a lot of people downgraded it with saying the NL East was better now.
Yeah, that's because the Yankees started getting older.
Yeah, Red Sox slipped last year, obviously.
Definitely.
So. I'm good.
The sad thing is, the Red Sox, like if you really look at it, I think they're the worst team in this division.
Yes, you would have to say at the moment.
For real, So it's.
I think the ties have changed a little bit.
Yeah, it really has.
The Yankees are trying to cut back on the payroll now.
I don't know what
Toronto's spending. Baltimore's coming up with the young team. Tampa's got the young team, great pitching. So but as a fan of a team in the AL East, it's great to see the division back to
definitely.
The best in baseball by far.
Definitely.
So I mean, it's cool being a part of that. It's cool, especially now with the the year the Orioles have. Hopefully seeing if they just seeing them compete every night against the best teams in the division. So it's going to be an exciting year. I can't wait for baseball.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk about was the streaks that are going on right now. That's the biggest thing in sports right now. The Blackhawks. I mean, I don't think...
Is that 20...
I think it's 24,
24.
And this is just points, a point streak.
Yeah.
So, they could lose, but it's going to be in overtime, obviously. They only have 3 of those, by the way. So it's not like, they really have. Yeah. They're 21-0-3. That's honestly, I mean, I haven't seen a streak like this in God knows how long. I think this totally blows away the Heat streak because there's been so many streaks in the NBA of longer than the Heat, so it's not like it's because of the Heat, their team that they have, and also the NHL, no training camp.
Yes.
This is coming right off the bat. So you're starting the season.
I think that's what makes this most impressive is that it's off the start of a season.
Yeah.
And let alone a lockout season.
And they're a very young team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the sick thing about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, just to be like that, I mean, that's amazing to see.
Yeah, it's definitely more impressive than the Heat. There was already a longer win streak this year, I believe, than the Heat have. I saw that.
And I'm not putting down the Heat streak because that's impressive too.
Oh, of course.
Right now, and I could see them going, maybe even going out the season on this streak.
Yeah.
Because that statistically they do have the easiest schedule.
Yeah, there's a couple
coming up.
Tough games in there, and like a couple like Pacer games and stuff like that, but obviously winnable for them.
But if they do keep on, pulling out games like they did against the Magic, it's gonna, they're gonna lose that streak. But
yes,
the Blackhawks, I mean, there's literally 20 games left in the season. And I mean, if they pull this off, if they go the whole season without winning, without losing,
crazy to think about that. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
This team is just.
I mean, you gotta expect them to lose. I mean, it's really hard to just because the puck can go anywhere.
There can just be one of those nights,
one of those bounces. Yeah. But it's amazing to see that
especially
they still haven't
off
lost.
the lockout. I mean, you can't really talk to coaches and personnel with the team in the lockout and stuff like that, and just to come right out of the gate, this strong, just really shows that the lockout didn't stop them. They were training hard during the lockout. Seems like they were communicating with each other a lot. They're a close knit group, obviously, because I mean, look how much trust they have in each other already.
Exactly.
I mean, 21 games, 21-0-3 is It's impressive. Especially, I mean, how young they are. This could be a scary team in the NHL
really
for a
could.
while.
But they could have even lost the Avalanche game too. What was it 2 nights ago? They were down with I think it was tied or something like that, or they were down.
I think they were down.
They were down with
down.
maybe 48 seconds left. They ended up scoring.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's like, oh my God, they're gonna finally lose.
You can
and then all of a
finally,
sudden-
you can see that. I mean, it's gonna end. It seems. I mean, you would have to
Yeah,
bet against
it's
it going
too
all the
hard,
way.
Yeah.
So, just like you said with the game the other night, I mean, they were only 40 seconds away.
Yeah, from losing.
From 40 seconds from losing, and it went in. But I mean, that's not going to happen every time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's going to happen
So
eventually.
it's definitely gonna happen eventually because.
And I think they'll be happy when it does happen.
Yeah,
in a
'cause
way
then they can just keep on
they
playing.
Can just keep playing, and
They might even just keep on going. But you know what? Hockey's a tough sport, so you got to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
injuries or anything like that.
traveling is a part of this too. They're keeping them on, I believe, like their side of the country with the lockout. So, but I mean, still travel time and taking buses and stuff like. I mean, it's going to take a toll eventually, it seems, but we'll see.
Yeah, and then other hockey news, breaking news today, about a couple of minutes ago, actually, Ryan Getzlaf from the Anaheim Ducks agreed to an 8-year extension.
Wow.
So
what is with hockey and these crazy extensions they have with the years?
The thing is with hockey's not known for money. Like the MLB and the NFL.
Yeah.
So
you need the years to make them.
For your contract to get for you to get money, you need a lot of years on your contract.
Okay.
I mean, just look at
Ovechkin's, I believe, got like a 14.
Kovalchuk's got a 10-year contract for $100 million.
Yeah.
So just look at DiPietro. Oh my God.
Yeah, let's not
even talk about that. But I do want to bring this up. Obviously the Islanders lost to the Rangers last night. I think the Islanders outplayed them all game, and they got kind of shafted by the the refs later in the game, and then eventually in overtime. But John Tavares is the top hockey player in the league right now. I mean, I mean, you could even put him up against maybe Stamkos has got the most points in the league, but
you can't
the way that Tavares is doing it,
you can't ignore the guys in Chicago either. Patrick Kane, can't ignore them.
I mean, Sidney Crosby's got the second most points, but still, nobody's even talking. They're just talking about Stamkos and the 291s, Stamkos and Tavares. Tavares is carrying.
Yes, he is.
The Islanders.
Yeah,
so that's the thing. You look at. Actually, Crosby's the third. St. Louis is the second.
Wow.
So now you got Stamkos and St. Louis in the top two. So you can't really say that Stamkos is carrying that team.
No.
So, if Tavares can carry this team into the playoffs, whether it be the 8th, 7th, 6th, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just that he got him, them into the playoffs. There's no doubt in my mind. If he can keep it up, what he's doing right now, I think he should be the MVP.
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
And it's tough. I mean, it just seems like, as you said, when they do rarely talk about hockey on ESPN with Barry Melrose, there's no Islanders. It's just the key games of the night. And that's it's a shame. I mean,
they're always talking about Pittsburgh. They're always
it's the top
obviously
teams.
Now Chicago. Teams like that. I mean, even they bring up the Rangers, and the Rangers have and I'm not going to even say anything. Rangers do have the top team, like on paper.
Yeah.
But you know what? They do this every year. They go out
until they get to the Stanley Cup. Talk all you want.
Exactly.
Doesn't
do this every year. They go out, get the biggest guy on free agency, sign him to a ridiculous amount, and they choke throughout the whole season. I mean, look, they get Yager. Everybody's like, oh my God, we got Yager. We got the best team now. But
they were supposed to win the Stanley Cup this year, I believe, too. And we'll see what happens with that.
They were supposed to win it last year.
Yep.
But you know what? The biggest thing is Lundqvist is not having the season that he had last year, and I'm not even gonna really badger him or anything, because he is definitely the best goalie in the league. But it's tough now because you got such a shorter schedule and you're playing back-to-backs either like 3 times a night. You know, it's something like that. So it's tough to really get into
it's tough as a
groove.
goalie.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna even really go into that, but he's not having the season that he had last year. So that also adds to the Rangers.
Questions going further. So.
Yeah, but
I just don't think they'll be able to beat Pittsburgh in a series.
no, not
I don't
at all.
think the East is. I don't think it's as good as the West, but I mean it's but Pittsburgh I think is the best team in the East.
Yeah.
Personally,
Montreal right now is points wise, and the Islanders beat them twice. So, hooray, Islanders!
That could be our win for the season right there, I guess. But
I just want to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it would be so nice to see.
I just love watching playoff hockey.
I really do too.
And to be watching my team in the in the playoffs is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm hoping for that.
Hockey playoffs are definitely seems like the most exciting playoffs, especially the first round with all the fights.
Oh yeah,
I mean it's
ridiculous.
There's nothing like it.
I love it.
And it would be really awesome to see the Islanders in that first round.
Yeah.
It would be really awesome, especially. I mean, just give us once before they move to Brooklyn. You know, just one playoff appearance before Brooklyn.
Yeah, they need. Before Brooklyn, I think they need to get maybe even one more. Superstar like some kind of.
They need to go to Brooklyn
star.
with a bang. Yeah, without a doubt.
But also we got coming up, probably the most fun. I have in sports is March Madness.
Oh yeah,
we got that coming up. I think that starts maybe the 19th.
I absolutely love college basketball.
See, like with me in college basketball, like I really can't watch it, just for the heck of it and watch, a regular game unless it's like a big game like North Carolina and Duke is always, interesting. But March Madness. Doing your brackets and everything.
Yeah.
It gets you into it. It's like
it's so different, but it's just
6 games on in a day. So it's like it's fun to watch. It's fun,
Yeah, and with how college basketball's been this year, I mean, there hasn't been a team being able to stay at number one.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for a couple months now. Just with all these teams losing,
this might
in the top
be the
10,
best
this is going to
bracket.
be one of the best tournaments I think we're ever going to see, just because of there's no clear-cut favorite. There's no. There's no Kentucky of last year. Yeah.
Kentucky's.
They're not even going to make it.
I think they got 10 losses now. They lost last night against Georgia.
And then I think that was the ceiling and defeat, I guess you could say. For them. I don't think they got a big
game coming up against Florida at home. So if they
I can see them get in because the voter or whatever, however they do it. We'll just put them in because they're Kentucky. Yeah. But I really, honestly, I don't think they deserve to be in. I think other teams do.
The 1 seeds are looking like Gonzaga, Kansas, Duke, and Indiana. So, I really do like Indiana with Zeller and everything.
Me too.
But Gonzaga's having a good year too.
I've always liked Gonzaga. They were like that. Like the underdog always. Yeah. They've always been the underdog.
Even going back to Adam Morrison.
That's when I started originally liking him, was the Adam Morrison days.
Yeah. That guy turned out to be nothing.
Yeah, it's a shame.
He's got 2 rings though.
And that kind of goes to show you, the whole ring thing. I mean, when Adam Morrison has 2, but let's not get into that. But it's a shame though. I mean, he was terrific in college.
He was really a good college player.
He had Dirk kind of like.
You look at Leitner too. Leitner was a good college player too, and I mean, he had an all right NBA career. And
better than Adam Morrison.
Oh yeah, Adam Morrison.
Anybody could have.
Hasn't played in God knows how long. So I love March Madness. It brings that.
My bracket's always terrible just because of how
I always get.
But I think
killed
that's
with
the best part about it, though.
I always get killed with the upset of the bracket. Like last year, I forgot who it was. I had them in the Final Four and they lost in the second round. I think it was.
My problem
terrible.
is I always seem to take the programs you expect to win.
Yeah,
and that's usually when a problem happens.
I had North Carolina winning it all last year. I thought they were gonna have it.
They had a chance, but Kendall Marshall getting hurt. Really,
that was
really
bad.
Ruined that.
I thought Harrison Barnes and all them were gonna bring them to a championship, but that didn't happen.
It's gonna be crazy this year. I mean, there's a lot of
last year was all right. It wasn't the greatest. I mean, there was a lot of upsets. I think everybody's brackets were screwed right from the second round.
I think it's gonna be just a crazy year for the March Madness.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting a bracket going. So if anybody wants to get in on it, probably like $10. Probably like $10. just hit me up on the on Facebook, just and we'll figure everything out.
Yeah.
I want to get a lot of people. Like I want to make
Definitely.
it interesting. So we'll see what happens.
It's always tough to pick like who you think is gonna win.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's so many teams. I'm definitely gonna get a little crazy this year. Like I
with
said,
that
I've
upset.
always because like I said, I always take like one of the teams
Yeah.
you expect, like a Kansas or something like that. But I might go I'm gonna get a little wackier this year with some upsets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
What else we got here? You want to go into a little more of the NBA? Maybe we'll get a little Matt Stockard.
A little Matt.
Yeah.
How you feeling about your Celtics?
Feeling great about them. They're a couple games. I think they're like 4 or 5 games over 500 right now.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Without Rondo, without Sullinger.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like Rondo's not going to be there long term.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just
either.
because of how they're playing now is a part of that, but I don't know. They were trying to get rid of him before he got hurt anyway.
Yeah.
And now he got hurt, and now they're playing
Better than they were.
Yeah, better than. And then the funny thing is, they have like the same amount of like assists per game and everything like that, but it seems like they're moving the ball so much better because Rondo would just take
he
up
has
so
the
much
ball
of
in
the
his hands
offense.
Too much.
Yeah,
Too much. And then the big pickups with Jordan Crawford, he's shooting well.
that was
Celtics.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really
That was a
happy with
big
that.
trade.
I mean, they didn't really give up anything from him.
They gave up a guy that just tore his ACL.
Yeah. They gave out.
And he's way older too.
Barbosa.
He's like
Yeah.
34, 33
Yeah.
maybe. He's
Does
pretty
anyone
old.
know why Washington did that, by the way? Has anyone tried to figure out?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Because he had some nice games. I've seen some nice games for him on
Yeah.
Washington. He's got a nice shot.
Yeah, this is a good fit for Jordan Crawford. You know?
Oh, I would
it's
be happy.
because he's a really good shooter. It's kind of like, I mean, it's not as good as Ray Allen, but it's like something like that. Like
Yeah.
where he can just sit by the 3-point line and just
And he
drain him.
can throw it down too.
Oh, yeah.
He can get the crowd
Yeah.
going.
He's pretty good on the fast break too.
Just ask LeBron how good he can dunk.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that footage is gone though, so we can't talk about that anymore.
I can't believe you got rid of that.
I'm an LBJ fan, but come on, man.
You know who's been stepping up on the Celtics is Chris Wilcox. I don't know if you guys been watching any Celtics games, but the dude has been throwing it down like alley-oops everywhere. Like he's been coming off that injury and he's showing it because the Celtics just re-signed him so that he wanted to like prove that it was like the right idea, and like he really is proving it.
He's a nice player.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good player to have.
Jeff Green's been stepping up.
Jeff Green's nice.
Jeff-
And that game-winning shot.
that was a sick play. Doc Rivers really drew
that was
up
beautiful.
for-
Paul Pierce had
them.
the beautiful screen. Garnett with the pass right
Yeah.
there. I thought it was gonna be an alley oop to finish it, and if it was an alley oop to finish it, I would have lost it. That would have been.
They're a tough out. I mean,
They are.
no matter what, they're gonna be a tough out.
Some of the analysts are even saying that they're going to be the toughest, matchup for the Heat.
Well, they were last year, Game 7.
Yeah.
I think, they will be tough for the Heat.
I think
but
Indiana will be a little-
Indiana's
yeah.
tougher because Indiana can rough them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the size with Hibbert, but I mean, you can't just look at Boston and say,
Yeah, they're in it every year.
Yeah, I know.
You can't do that.
See, like the thing is with, the Heat. No one. It's kind of like everybody's intimidated by the Heat, and
Yes.
really the only team that really goes after them is the Indiana Pacers.
Yes.
And I really they'll rough up LeBron, and sometimes it gets to him. Sometimes even Dwayne Wade,
It got to them a little bit last year in that matchup when they were down 3-2, but the Heat obviously persevered through that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's definitely going to make for an interesting if they have a rematch this year, which I believe they potentially will in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I don't take the Knicks seriously. I don't take anyone else in the
I don't take
East
the Knicks seriously at all.
So Rookie of the Year, who you guys thinking right now?
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
It's going to go to Lillard.
Yeah, I'm thinking Damian.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's having a nice year for him. I mean, he's had the game winners. He dropped, I believe, he dropped like 50 in his first week, I believe, in the league.
He's going
didn't he?
crazy.
So
Brandon Beal's been on and off hurt.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
but he's having a good season too.
I was hoping Sullinger was gonna get it, but then he goes and back. So.
yeah, big men usually. I mean,
yeah.
Sullinger's got the back problems. I mean, you hope he can.
I hope. I mean, he was going
Yeah.
nuts with the rebounds. He was doing
You
great.
could see why he was projected to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Before the back surgery.
Yeah.
You could see that.
People were
why,
scared. Scared to draft him.
And the Celtics took a risk, and I mean, it worked out for a while.
Yeah.
But hopefully he can. Cause I like him too. I think he's a great player. I've liked him at Ohio State.
Yeah, he's kind of like a hustle player.
Yeah, I
like that.
definitely hope he can bounce back from that.
One thing I do have to say about the Celtics is I love the way Doc Rivers is resting Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce since they're old. They're getting old.
Yeah, he's doing the Spurs way. You know how they rest Ginobili and Parker. Well, not Parker now, but Duncan.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's what you got to do with those older guys. I mean,
the
he
bench
knows,
is stepping up. They're playing just as good as the
and that's the
starters
best part
have been.
about resting those guys because you get the bench players involved, and that's what makes for a nice playoff run is when you can go 10 deep in a playoff game. It's important.
Yeah.
I think the Celtics have like the most defensive backcourt. You look at Avery Bradley and Courtney Lee. Like from the second the ball is checked in, they are on them like solid.
Well, Avery Bradley is a disgusting defender.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's lockdown defender.
he doesn't give up. Like he'll take an elbow to the
Lockdown
face
defender.
and like keep going. Like he just gets underneath you.
They do have a good
Should
chance.
they keep him? Is he point or is shooting guard? What are they?
He plays point.
He plays point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like that's Rondo's replacement then.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
I wouldn't.
I'm
mean,
glad to get. I think they play. I've always said they play better without Rondo because they.
it's not Rondo's fault. I mean,
Rondo's one of the best point guards.
yeah, he's
But
one of the
it's not-
best. It's just with how the Celtics were getting.
Sometimes it's a different fit.
Yeah,
It's not a good
exactly.
fit.
He tries to make the
So-
shots for other people. I like the way that when the Celtics they make shots for themselves. Like everyone's doing better. Like without Rondo having the ball in his hands too much.
Yeah.
Like everyone's been stepping up and just doing way better.
And they're gonna get a lot for him.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Rondo, they're gonna get decent amount of. I mean, they would have to get some equal value in a player. You would have to assume potentially a draft pick too. So
They're doing big things with the China League too.
yes,
They signed Terrence Williams and 2 other guys.
Yeah, Terrence Williams was a 10-day contract.
Yeah, but they signed.
They
him.
signed them for.
I like how NBA has those 10-day contracts. It's pretty
Just
cool.
try 'em
Yeah,
out,
just
yeah.
try them out. I mean,
Yeah.
baseball should have that. I mean, I guess they had the minors. You can bring them up whenever you want, but I think that's a pretty cool way of doing it. They can play in the D League, and then they get their call up basically.
Yeah. Also, we could talk about the Lakers here, I guess.
What about them?
Do you guys think they're gonna make the playoffs?
I think they will because Utah's
They're falling
going
apart.
to they're falling apart. I think they'll eclipse the Utah spot, but I think they'll stay at the 8 because I just don't think they'll overtop the Rockets. I think they're just gonna stay a little bit ahead of them.
Like I've been saying, that obviously the Hornets is whatever, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like the same thing with the Magic and the Heat. That game where LeBron hit the game winner. I mean, Kobe had a ridiculous game against the Hornets.
Yeah, the most impressive thing with that was the fourth quarter. That's pretty much what the whole
He had
game
18
was.
points.
Yeah.
And they went on a 20-0 run to end that game. Like that's ridiculous.
Kobe's not human sometimes.
Kobe had 42 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds in that game. He had 25 points and 11 assists in the second half of that game.
Wow.
Wow.
And 18 points of that was in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's
human.
Yep, right.
So, I mean, Kobe...
You definitely can't count them out. I think they will get in. As we said with Utah, they're just getting worse.
Dwight
and worse.
Howard had a huge block at the end of that game. Huge block. Robin Lopez thought he was going to dunk it over him. He said, nuh-uh.
Oh.
That's not happening. That was a sick block. But, I mean, they play, they played the Thunder pretty tough. I mean, going by the score, it was kind of like a blowout. But they were down by 5.
Yeah.
Talking about blocks, you see the Ibaka block on Howard? That was pretty beautiful.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was.
I just don't think they can match up with the Thunder for 4 games. I don't see them being the Thunder 4 times in a series.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being honest here. I can see potentially maybe 2 at the most with Kobe just being Kobe and at Staples Center, but to beat the Thunder 4 times, I mean, that's tough for any team,
Yeah.
let alone a team, with a lot of injuries.
Honestly, I don't think the Thunder is going to make it to the championship.
No, I don't. I think they're gonna go.
I think it's going to be the
finals.
Spurs.
Yeah, I see that.
I honestly
Celtics.
they might be the oldest team in the league, but
it comes in.
I don't know what it is.
Tony Parker has to come back and do what he's been doing before the injury.
they're winning without.
Yeah,
Parker.
but we're talking
scary.
in the playoffs.
That's
They
scary.
need.
No, definitely.
I'd love to see
100%.
Celtics Spurs, not just because I'm a Celtics fan, but that's like a crazy team of vets.
It's too,
vets. Like
it's
that's,
too old time for me. It seems too slow of a game.
Yeah, that'd be very slow.
The
but
way the
it's-
Spurs and the
Spurs are very boring to watch.
yes,
Be a good
they're the
game.
most boring team, but
Very good fundamentally team. Like they're a very
Yes.
good team, but they're not fun to watch.
if you want to like actually watch what basketball like is and should be, watch the Spurs. But if you want to like see excitement, don't
Watch
watch
LeBron
the
James.
Spurs.
Yeah, don't watch
Spurs.
that. You can
Watch
watch any
LeBron.
other team, but don't watch them.
But if you want to see how basketball is like played and like how it should be played and how everything's done,
Yeah.
watch the Spurs. You can
Yeah, if you
learn
wanna-
a few things.
If you want to see an exciting maybe second half, watch the Lakers. If you want to say a
Yes.
full game, watch the Heat.
Watch the Heat or the Clippers.
If you want to watch it, if
the-
you want to watch high flyers, watch the Clippers. Because Clippers suck.
yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. They're going to be.
They have
one
nothing
and out.
besides the Flash.
Yeah, they're one and out, guaranteed.
It's all right. We got Charles Barkley on our side, so
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident in myself.
Guaranteed one and out. I mean, other than that, the Thunder I think are going to go right to the Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
I think they're going to live and die by
Russell Westbrook. Yep.
I mean, look at the freaking Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets beat the Clippers last night. They're fast pace, up and down the court. Fast
You don't want the
break
Nuggets
kinda team.
getting any higher in the seeding.
Yeah,
They
you
do
don't want
not
them.
lose
You
at
don't want
home.
him to have a home
Ty
game.
Lawson is just scary fast. Like he is so quick.
I mean, like just overall, like
The whole team is fast in a
Yeah.
way. I mean, it's crazy the type of offense they run. And I mean, I think I saw a statistic that about 70% of their points are coming from the paint. Something crazy like 60 something percent is coming from inside the paint. So
Yeah.
they're driving the hoop every time. They're looking for fast breaks, and that's part of the exciting thing that we're talking. If you want to see something exciting, watch Denver. You're going to see a lot of points.
And JaVale McGee is locking down that paint. Nobody's getting close to that hoop. Like he had like 4 blocks last night.
They have a very nice team.
Yeah.
You just look at their,
You know who's been playing with a lot of confidence on there is Gallinari. He's been
starting to take
I saw
off.
his confidence go way up. He's taking a lot of shots I would never see him take ever.
He's definitely getting more used to the NBA now.
Yeah.
He's just adjusting a lot better, and he's
He's been performing well and very confident.
He's taking a lot more shots, and as you just said, a lot of shots he wouldn't take previous years. So I think that's good though. They need that. They need someone. They
I
can
like that.
rely
I like
on.
that team overall. Like I really
I definitely
like
do
that.
too. I mean, they got size.
Gallinari. They got Iguodala.
They got
Ty Lawson.
they got size with Fareed
JaVale
and
McGee,
JaVale.
Yeah, it's a
Fareed.
really sick team.
Overall, no superstars on that team.
But they don't need one.
But they're all.
I think
very,
they can
very good
contend with
players.
anyone in the West.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. They will make a series with
Absolutely.
any one of those teams.
They're a tough home.
I don't think the Clippers are a playoff team. I think they're a joke. Honestly.
Yeah.
No,
I think
yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
what I'm
get
saying.
first round of playoffs and they're gonna knock
Yeah,
out.
exactly. One and
I mean,
out. I think that's all the Clippers are.
They got a couple of young, like their 2 main guys are young guys. Have no Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. I don't think they're gonna get anyone.
Honestly, I mean Blake
Overhyped.
Griffin cannot do anything but dunk.
Yeah.
I mean
He's got no post.
he's got no.
He's been
game
working on his
post.
jumper, but we don't want to see you take jumpers.
Yeah.
Like that's
We
not
want-
what
we want-
man up.
you know, if
go
you're
get some
gonna-
rebounds.
If you're gonna be a center, we want you to be, your back to the basket. We want you giving like
Exactly.
a post move or some kind of, we don't want you dropping back.
He lives and dies
hitting a
by the dunk.
mid-range. Yeah,
That's why he
exactly.
stays back, because he waits for the lob.
Never gets. He hardly. That's the one thing I hate about Blake Griffin. If you're watching him on defense, if the guy that he's guarding does not have the ball, he's at the free throw line, ready for
Just
someone
waiting.
to get a rebound
Yeah.
so he can take off down the court every time. And I'm telling you, watch a Clippers game and you'll see the guy. All he wants to do is dunk the ball. All he wants is an alley oop kind of thing. Because even when he has the ball and he's taking it up court on a fast break, he'll pass it off.
He'll pass it
and then
off
he'll
and
look up
right
and he'll
away.
look at his
Yep.
guy and give him a point to the sky
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Blake Griffin.
Neither am I, and I haven't been a fan of Blake Griffin since he came out of college, because I always said everybody was hyping him up. I always said that guy, all he could do is dunk. He's not a good free throw shooter.
He came out the same year as John Wall, right?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah.
No, because they were both number ones.
Yeah,
You sure? Oh, okay.
yeah, that's true. I think Blake Griffin came out.
Blake
the year
Griffin came before,
Yeah, the year before.
but then he got hurt, so they were basically rookies at the same time.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
it was.
okay.
That's what it was.
Okay, yeah.
So,
The only reason, Blake got rookie of the year, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He got that because he missed the previous year with the
Yeah.
ACL or whatever happened in the training camp game.
football news: Jaguars just released Aaron Ross. They're cleaning. They're cleaning house now.
Yeah, they're cutting salaries out.
So they just got rid of DeJuan Landry. Also,
Well, they got a new GM and everything like that too.
Yeah.
So he's cleaning right now.
and sources say the NBA is near an agreement to test players for HGH.
Good.
Oh,
It's about time.
boy. Can't wait to see who's on it. Cannot wait. LeBron James.
Yeah.
Oh, that's almost
that'd
funny.
be cute.
Tell
I
me-
mean,
tell me-
Kobe's only having a career year and he's
tell
only
me-
like
tell me.
34, but that's
Come
normal,
on now.
right?
Look at the size of LeBron. Look at the size of LeBron. Look at the speed.
He's been the size that
Oh,
size since high school.
stop it.
Though.
Yeah.
Look at his high school
Stop it.
film.
Stop it.
Team LeBron.
He's been 250 since high school.
He's probably been taking HGH since high school.
Okay. But
We'll see about that.
Kobe can average like 28 at the age of
Look at
35
the size of him. He's
and
not-
carry a team.
look at the
though.
size of him.
That's normal, right? No, he can't be on anything, right?
Nope.
No, right? Because
Nope.
he's Kobe, right? And he's your favorite player, right?
Nope.
But LeBron is, right?
Not happening.
Okay.
LeBron
I'm just making sure.
Definitely.
I'm just making sure.
LeBron definitely.
Definitely.
Hope the whole Lakers team is.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. I don't
Whatever.
care. As long as it's not Kobe.
Oh, Kobe's on there.
No.
Kobe would be the
No.
lead instigator of the whole team doing it.
No. Nope.
I want my 6th ring so bad.
No. And I would
He's
say
not
Dwight
gonna-
Howard, but
Dwight Howard,
he's a
yeah.
little girl.
I was thinking the same thing with Dwight Howard, but
He's a
Yeah.
little girl.
he's been doing the opposite of HGH.
So, but we'll see. I think this whole thing is retarded.
It's
Oh, so-
getting out of control as every
I
league.
just think it's stupid.
Phil Jackson. What do you think? You think he's going to be coming back?
I would
What do you think's
love
going
to
on?
see him come back. I
But
would
it won't
love to
happen
see
with
him.
Jim Buss.
Oh, we got.
I think
Gotta get rid of
Jeannie
him.
Buss should
She's
just
gotta
take
step
over
up.
the team.
Yeah.
She's got to
Take
step
over
up.
the team.
Yeah.
Just be like, my husband is, or boyfriend, or whatever the hell they are. Just come in and say, I don't care what you said. I still have a say in this.
Yes.
I want Phil Jackson to be the coach or GM of this team. And I mean, Buss is still the GM, so whatever. Let him be that. But I want Phil Jackson to be some kind of say in either being the coach, some kind of operations in the NBA.
This is just making Jim Buss look so arrogant and selfish, and
exactly.
it's making him look so bad by not hiring him because he's kind of doing the Jerry Jones thing, he wants to win by.
Honestly, pretty much, Phil Jackson said he will come back for the Lakers, and he has not come back for any other team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation with Brooklyn. He might go to Brooklyn.
That's not happening.
D'Antoni
but
can't stay. That's all.
I definitely. I mean, they're starting to play a little more of how D'Antoni likes to
I
play,
hate it.
but it's not a championship style
No.
of coaching.
No.
And
They gave up 71 points in the first half against the Thunder.
Ew.
71
I've never been
points in the
disgusting.
first half.
What was the final score of that game?
It was they lost, I think, by what was it?
It's
11 or something like that.
17-105.
Yeah, I
That
mean
is
they cracked
insane.
down in the second half, but still, I mean to give up 71 points in the first.
I've never
half.
been a D'Antoni fan. There's
Ugh.
never been defense there, and you're not going to win.
Yeah,
And
you got some.
He had top teams in Phoenix,
Yeah.
teams that should have won, but because of how he coaches, they didn't win. They never made it to the finals even.
Also
so.
with the Lakers, Steve Nash is not playing to what Steve Nash
No,
plays.
he-
He's getting better. You can
definitely.
see him getting better.
He's starting to feel comfortable in the role that he has, and it's pretty much more of catch and shoot kind of.
Yeah, he's been shooting a lot better.
Yeah.
I watched.
He might have came back a little too early from the injury. Just
That
because,
also,
I mean,
yeah.
it got to a point, you know,
where the Lakers are just losing everything. Yeah.
He's been shooting
So-
threes nights. I saw him the other
Yeah.
night, 4 for 5
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. I
It's
was
good
like,
to see him shooting again.
Yeah, he's
Because
shooting.
Kobe's been driving and just kicking it
Yeah,
out to
yeah,
him.
exactly.
He's been open. So I mean, he's got to hit those kind of shots.
That's
Same
the thing.
with Meta.
They need shooters. I mean, they need
I
someone
mean,
when
look at-
Kobe
they
is
got
driving.
Yeah. Jody.
Well,
Like,
Jody
yeah,
Meeks.
that was-
Jody Meeks had 19
Yeah.
points against the
Killing
Hornets.
it.
But they need
So-
that consistent.
Yeah.
They need that when Kobe's driving. You know, he needs to be able to rely on not one person, but a couple people to hit those shots
Yeah,
when he's
definitely.
driving.
Definitely. So I mean, the end of the NBA is going to be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
We also got March Madness. We got hockey. Playoffs coming up. MLB
This
is
is a good
starting.
time. This is the best time of the year.
Yeah.
Getting close to the best time in sports year.
Baseball's starting again. So it's going to be fun to watch sports. And we're going to be on the air every Wednesday, 5 to 6. Be sure to listen to us on allnoiseradio.com or on the iPhone and Droid app Live 365 and find All Noise Radio under Sports and Talk. We'll be here, every week.
Yep, every week.
And even if something big goes on, we can even throw on a show on Friday. So we will keep you posted on that if we ever do that. Just trust us. I want you guys to support us.
Yeah, it definitely means a lot.
I mean, I know it's it's starting to get boring now. Listen to us on YouTube and everything. So we're not getting that many views anymore. But I mean, right now, this is the reason why we started doing this.
Yeah.
To get onto All Noise and hopefully something else comes out of this. But
Definitely.
keep on supporting us because if you don't support us and we make it big and you try talking to me and I'm gonna just shove it in your face. So
Can't see you, homie.
sucker. So but yeah, I'm like dead serious on that too. So but yeah, keep it locked on with us. Tom and Jerry show with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Tom.
I'm Matt.
Be breezy. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Tom and Jerry Show.